It's the first day of the year. We're cozied up in bed here, new sheets for the new year, and we're going to talk about my 2026 reading journal. I've been doing this for the full month, I think, December, nearly the full month. It's taken me hours to make, okay? It's been a really long process, very therapeutic for me. I'm a person that loves crafts, so it's been amazing to do it, but I want to keep up with it because last year I started doing the spreads really pretty of every month, and it ended up not being finished in terms of I usually write my stats of every month inside each month and all that jazz. So I'm going to show you the general spreads. I haven't started the monthly ones because I'll do that one today because I have, I think, a few hours left of chasing shelter. So I'm going to cut this off, I think, because they annoy me, but let's start. The first page we have, I haven't done a cover because I feel like it doesn't make sense because this is the cover, you know? So if I get some inspiration, I'll do it, but if not, I'll just keep it this way. So we have the 2026 releases. I'll take pictures so you can like see it properly, but basically what I do every year is I do the 12 months of the year, and then the books that I'm anticipating, I write them where they are going to be released. I usually don't write the day of the month, just the month. So I need to start that because I have a lot of books I'm waiting on 2026, but I haven't done anything here yet, so I can do that today. Then we have the 2026 books. I don't like the color combo I did, I'm sorry. And I spent a lot of time on this one, but I feel like the blue is too dark. I should have gone for a lighter one, but well. But basically, I did these two doors, and you open them, and you have the boxes inside. I did way too much. I think I did 210 or something. But here you have all the boxes, and here the genres, because I do it by genre. So every genre is a different color, and that's the basically the key I'm going to follow. So if I read a romance, it's going to be pink. Fantasy is purple. Fiction, fiction. I mean like other general fiction or any type of fiction that isn't romance or fantasy. So like historical fiction and things like that is going to be blue. Mystery is going to be green. And if I read any other type of genre, I'll just add it down here. But I don't think I'm going to. I don't even think I'm going to read a mystery. This is the same as last year also. Then we're jumping onto the tracking log. I don't know how you call this. I think it's touch doors. But basically, I cut off smaller pages inside so I could have all in the same spread and it doesn't look like different spreads. And I did up to 157. The most I've read in a year is 156, so I think it's going to be fine. I'm not going to need any more space. Then, this is my favorite spread. It's really divided into four different pages and two like big spreads, but over here we have the 26 books I want to read in 2026. And I printed out all the covers except for one because this is the Emily Henry book. She usually publishes one every year, but there's no information about it, so I left the space for her over here. And I really thought through all of these books. I feel like other years I've tried to make myself leave my comfort zone in terms of reading, but I've gotten to the point where I think that just makes it a task for me to complete those books that aren't inside my comfort zone. So I just put books here that I know I want to read, not make myself read them just because I want to fill in this spread, you know? So over here we have the covers, and then over here we have the list. So basically, I wrote all the names of the books except for number 26, which is the Emily Henry book. And I'm going to do like I did last year. Every time I finish one, I'll just highlight it out of the list so I can see the ones that I have left. The times I've done this spread, which I think has been 2024, 2025, and now 2026, I've always completed them because again, I try to write books in them that I know I want to read. So it's not going to be a task. I'm not thinking, oh, I need to read this book because it's here. It's just naturally going to complete itself just because I want to read those books. They're on my mind, and most of them are new releases. Let me count. Okay, 16 of these books haven't been published yet. They're going to be published this year, and some of them were published this year, but I haven't gotten to them yet. So I'm excited for all of them. Then I have two spreads in one big one. We have the monthly stats and best of 2026. I wrote best of 2026 because this year I got really little 5-star reads. So I feel like by doing best of 2026, I can fit in a 4.75 or a 4.5, and it's fine. I only have 9 slots, so I need to really think about the books I'm going to put here. Last year I only read five-star reads. So we will see. And I think this is going to be completed not right as I read it, but with time. I usually think back a lot on certain books that first I don't give them a super high rating. Maybe I give it a 4 stars, but then I keep coming back to it. So that is best of 2026 because usually I don't think back on many books if I'm being honest. And then on my monthly stats, we have the months, the number of books, the number of physical books, the number of ebooks, and the number of pages. I forgot something this year, which is the total amount, but I'll just figure out something. Maybe I'll do a specific spread at the end of the year that is like a 2026 wrapped. And I love the titles. The next one is my reading goal. I always set my reading goal pretty low because, again, I don't want to make myself read just to reach it. So I just put a number that I know it's really doable. I've always read more than 100 books every single year since I started reading. So my goal tends to be 80. So most of the inspiration of this reading journal has come from most of the inspiration of this reading journal has come from Rachel Catherine's reading journal because she has like really pretty spreads, and I'm not a very creative person. I'm a crafty person, but the creative side is lacking. So I tend to look for a lot of inspiration on Pinterest or videos of other creators. So as you can see on this spread, we have 80 different boxes. I did them around, so I don't know what pattern I'm going to fill. I don't know if I need to do like the outside first and then the inside, or just from top to bottom. I don't know, but usually what I do in this spread is I choose one color for each month. So if I start on January and I choose pink, every book I read in January, for example, let's say I read 12 books, those 12 first squares are going to be pink, then we switch to purple. And I think this year we're going to do only pink and purple to keep with the theme that we have going on instead of adding other colors. And if I'm being honest, I think this is one of my favorite spreads also. Then we have the bookish bingo. I feel like this is 100 times better than last year because last year I only drew the squares and filled in with the letters of the words, like second chance. Well, I just wrote second chance, no drawings or anything. This has drawings. It took me maybe 4 or 5 hours to do this spread. Again, with this spread, I did it in a way that I know I'm not going to have to keep looking at it to try and fit a book into it. It's just going to fill itself naturally and organically because I do read a lot of cowboy romances. I do read an Abby Jimenez book every year. I do read a lot of single parents. Dual POV is pretty easy to find in romance. So that way I don't have to actively think about filling in the bookish bingo. I just pick up my reading journal once I finish a book. I come to this page and I say, okay, does it fit in any of the prompts? And there's not a lot of prompts. I think, let me see. We have 32 prompts. I think last year we had more. So it's going to fill up pretty fast. I think something I do is if a book fits two different prompts, I have to choose only one. I can't fill in both of them. So usually I go in for the one that I think is least likely to be filled in by another book. Now we're on to the one with my physical TBR. What I'm going to do this year is I'm going to write 2025, and underneath that I'm going to write all the books that I have right now on my bookshelves that haven't been read, which are 30, I think, or so, just because I just had the book advent calendar and that's 24 books I haven't read. So what I will do is I'll write 2025 and I'll write down all the books from my bookshelves right now. And the same as in the 26 books I want to read in 2026, what I'll do is I'll highlight each book from my physical TBR that I have already read. Then I'll start when I finish the 2025 list, I'll write 2026, and every time I receive a book, I buy a book. I don't receive them, I buy them. I'll write it down, and if I read it, I'll just highlight it. And again, I did the Dutch door situation rereads. I did a full spread this year because on my last year spread, I only did one page and I didn't have enough space. I think I reread 20 books. So I gave myself this, and what I'm going to do is print the covers in the smaller size and stick them here on top of the little rectangles. At the beginning of my reading journey, I didn't really think of rereading as a good thing. I thought it was wasting time because you already read it and there's so many books out there that you can read. But I've been loving rereading. So I think this is going to be a rereading year also. And moving on to the last general spread, as I said, I haven't started the monthly spreads yet. Once I start them, I'll show you how I'm planning on doing them because I think I'm going to switch gears and not do the same thing I was doing last year. So now we have two spreads in one again. We have the alphabet challenge and the rainbow challenge. So for the alphabet challenge, I think I went crazy with the stripes, but I did it exactly as last year. I wrote the letters into circles and then I have space to write the book I'm reading. I do it with the first letter of the title. It doesn't matter if it has the in front. Like it matters. I mean, so like if it's the, I don't know, let me see one of the books that I have here, the Simple Wild, for example, I count it as a T, which it makes it super difficult because a lot of titles start with the, and I have never finished an alphabet challenge, but this helps me with my OCD tendencies because I know I'm not going to complete it. I need to be fine with it. And then we have the rainbow challenge. I've never done this one, but I saw it on Pinterest and I thought it was super cute. And I think it's an easy challenge to fill in. And again, it's not something that I have to think about before reading. I just look at it and say, oh, I just read a pink cover, so I'll just add it here. And I did 9 colors. I did yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, green, white, and black, just cause it fit better on the page, if I'm being honest. So those were all my spreads. I would love to know if you have any other spreads that I didn't talk about here, because every year I try to see if there's something else I can add, because the more spreads I have, the better for me, because I love the time of day or of the week where I finish a book and I have to sit down and feel the scene. It's just amazing. So let me know. I did take off one of the spreads that I had last year, which was the series tracker, because I never keep up with it. So I decided to just leave it as it was and not do it this year. We'll see if I regret it or not. And I'll keep up with filling my reading journal through my TikTok. I usually film every time I finish a book. This year I went a little bit off the rails and I didn't do it for the last months of the year, but I love filming it for you guys and also for me to watch back when the year is over. So you can see that there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.